Alright y'all, we are back with part 2 of veganizing our favorite classic recipes from the 90s. These are some of our favorite childhood recipes of our youth that perhaps were not the healthiest, but they were damn delicious, and we're gonna make them a little healthier. We're gonna make them vegan, and we're gonna make them gluten-free, maybe throw in a little extra plant-based protein while we're at it. If you guys missed part 1 of this series, make sure that you check it out at the end of this video and subscribe so you don't miss more videos just like this, and let me know in a comment what was your favorite childhood recipe that perhaps you would like to see veganized on this channel in the near future. Let's get right into recipe numero uno. I have come up with a few really cool, neat little hacks to help you get more protein, more nutrition, more healthfulness out of the good old PB&J sandwich. Let's get into it. Alright, this ain't your average PB&J. We are leveling up the protein and the fiber in both the PB and the J. So let's start by making this super delicious high protein berry spread. We're gonna start by taking about a cup of any kind of frozen berry that you like. We're gonna add it to a saucepan with a little bit of water and some lemon juice just to add a little bit of acidity and bring out the flavors, add a little bit of tartness. And then once the mixture has come up to a simmer, we're gonna add in the chia seeds. These are gonna kind of gellify and add a bit of a jammy texture to the mix. And then we're gonna add some protein powder. I'm using my favorite acai berry protein powder from Good Protein, but any flavor of berry protein or even vanilla protein powder will work just fine here as well. We're gonna stir that in until the mixture gets nice and thick and very jammy. The chia seeds will have thickened up the mixture quite a bit, and then just set the mixture aside and let it cool to room temperature. While the jam is cooling, we're going to make our lentil peanut butter. Now that might sound a little bit strange, but trust me, it works. All you have to do is add a couple tablespoons of cooked red split lentils and add some peanut butter and give it a mix, and then you're done. I'm using powdered peanut butter, so I just added a little bit of extra water to help it blend, but you can use any kind of natural or drippy peanut butter, or really any other nut or seed butter for that matter that you like, and just give it a good mix. It's literally that easy to add extra protein to your peanut butter. And now all that's left to do is to make yourself a flippin' epic high protein PB&J sandwich. This is seriously like the next level of PB&J. I honestly can't believe I never thought to do this before. It's so tasty. It really does just taste like a good old PB&J, but it just makes you feel fuller. It's hearty, it's satisfying, and what I love is that you can totally meal prep big batches of the protein peanut butter and the protein jam so that you can have an endless supply, so that you're able to make all sorts of yummy sandwiches and meals throughout the week with your delicious high protein spreads. I don't know about you, but I was a kid in the 90s, and one of my favorite after school snacks or easy weeknight meals that my parents would prepare for us kids was a big old pot of Kraft Dinner. Never disappointed, having a big steamy bowl of unhealthy, cheesy, salty goodness, and man, it just hit the spot every time. And I miss it. I really miss my KD. But luckily, if you're vegan, there are quite a lot of good plant-based Kraft Dinner-esque alternatives out there. But even still, it's not necessarily the most healthy or filling thing out there that you can eat, but damn, they are super convenient. So I want to show you guys how to healthify and veganize the humble box of mac and cheese. We're gonna add some greens, we're gonna add some protein, and it is gonna be so delicious, so much more nutritious, and a little bit more filling than just the plain old noodles and cheese. It is so easy to add extra greens to a plain old box of mac and cheese. So we're gonna start by cooking a box of plant-based mac and cheese according to package directions. When the noodles are about halfway done cooking, you're gonna add some broccoli, and by the time the noodles have finished cooking, the broccoli will be bright green and pretty much almost fully cooked. You're gonna blanch some spinach in there, drain the noodles, add the broccoli, spinach, and the noodles back into the pot, add in some butter, plant-based milk, and the frozen peas, and a little bit of liquid smoke just for a delicious addition of flavor. Then you can add some red chili flakes, some extra green onions, and then add the cheese powder or the cheese sauce that comes with your boxed mac and cheese. Then you're basically just gonna stir it all up and let the sauce thicken up as it does, and then that's pretty much it. That was literally like so easy. Doesn't take you any additional time. Everything comes together in the same amount of time as it would have if you were just making the mac and cheese on its own. But now you've added extra nutrition, and you could add so many other things as well. You could add tofu, you could add edamame, edamame, you could add soy curls. Mac and cheese is one of the easiest things that you can jazz up to make more healthful, more nutritious, more filling, and even more delicious. It's pretty much like a no-brainer thing for me now. Whenever I have mac and cheese, I'm always adding something to it. Plus, it's a great way to use up extra veggies that you have in your fridge that need to get used up. And there's just so many ways to jazz up your mac and cheese just like this. Let me know how you love to jazz up your mac and cheese. When I wasn't busy eating Kraft singles cheese slices directly out of the wrappers like a heathen, sometimes I was known to enjoy a grilled cheese sandwich here and there. There's really nothing quite like the simplicity and comfort of a crunchy, ooey gooey grilled cheese sandwich. Maybe dipping it in a little bit of tomato soup. So good. Good for a snack, good for lunch, good for dinner, good for any flippin' time of the day when you just feel like it. And, you know, now that I'm a little older and wiser, I don't just eat for comfort anymore. I do like a little bit of nutrition in my food here and there. So I want to show you guys a little bit of a elevated version of the humble grilled cheese sandwich by adding in some extra protein with some savory miso sriracha tofu. It's still simple, still doesn't require a whole lot of effort, but dang, it delivers on the flavor, and it is a little bit more filling and hearty than just bread and cheese. Okay friends, it is so stinking simple to add extra protein to your sandwiches. We're gonna do so in the form of extra firm tofu. So you're first gonna take a couple thick slices of extra firm tofu, throw it in a dish because we're gonna be adding a marinade there in a couple minutes. We're also gonna add in some sliced mushrooms. If you don't like mushrooms, you can add really any other sliced vegetable that you like. And then we're going to make a really simple and delicious marinade by combining some soy sauce or gluten-free tamari with some garlic powder, some sriracha, and a little bit of miso paste. This is going to turn into a super savory, salty, and spicy marinade that, in my opinion, just works so well in a grilled cheese sandwich. It just does, okay? You're gonna have to trust me. Now that that is combined into a sauce, you're just gonna pour that over the mushrooms and the tofu, give it a toss, and you can really let this sit and marinate for as little or as long as you like. Depends on how much time you have. Then you're just going to add that to a hot pan with a little bit of oil. You're gonna add any extra sauce that remains in the dish because we want a nice flavorful chunk of tofu. Then you're just gonna let that pan fry until the edges are golden. Maybe a little crust has formed as well. Get those mushrooms nice and sauteed. You can do more mushrooms than I did. I probably could have done 2 or 3 and that would have been fine. Then I like to toast my bread first in the pan before assembling my sandwich. You can add butter or oil. I actually ran out of vegan butter, so I'm just using oil. And then once the bread has toasted on one side, you're just gonna flip them over and you're gonna start building your sandwich. Now, I don't normally use cheese shreds to do my grilled cheeses, but that's all I had on hand. So if you have cheese slices, those usually are much easier to work with. And then don't do what I did and forget to add your mushrooms. So go ahead, add your sauteed mushrooms, close up your sandwich, and then you're just gonna let that grill like you normally would with any old grilled cheese sandwich. You want to press it down to make the cheese melt a little faster and make sure that the sandwich sticks together well. And that's pretty much it. You now have a high protein, tasty miso mushroom grilled cheese sandwich with some high protein tofu. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know again in a comment what are some of your favorite childhood recipes that you grew up with that you would love to see veganized on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Bye!